Hello, everyone, and welcome to my bizarre idea to get some kind of video up because I don't have anything else ready. Um, so okay, so I wanted to like I said, I wanted to put something up. I wanted it to. I was racking my brain thinking of ideas. And I landed on doing what I'm calling a Christmas card. Um, because I'm also going to be working on that in a few minutes. So that was on my mind. So that's what I'm doing here, sort of. Um, it's just kind of, um, it's a year in review to speak of for the channel, for Backlogged. Um, that's more or less the concept of it. But yeah, I'll just be reviewing some things about the channel this year, and things to look forward to. And yeah, and since I didn't want you to be staring at my face the whole time, because goodness knows I wouldn't want to be doing that, I went for the most festive game I could think of, except that Kingdom Hearts 2's, I don't have any Kingdom Hearts 2 files with Christmas Town available right now, so I decided Animal Crossing. Which also turned out to be a troubling idea because I'm on a new Switch system, which means that I have no files on this copy of the game. So we're at the beginning, but I figured, it's snowy, it's nice and sunny in the game, and it feels Christmassy enough, I think. And it's not engaging to the extent that like if I was watching that, I would want to be paying attention to the game instead of my talking, exclusively, that is. Uh, um, just engaging enough to be fun to watch, while also just having a little chat. So, I get rambly when I don't have a script, though, and if you couldn't tell, I definitely do not have a script for this. So, yeah, anyway, so I'm just gonna do whatever on the game, and I'll talk about, the year and, some what I'm currently working on, and, uh, I hope you enjoy. Feel free to let me know in the comments. If it's a dumb idea, it probably won't happen again, but, um, we did do something similar. I'll throw in an iCard here for, the Mario RPG, excuse me, video that I did. Um which was one of those things that, again, I wanted something to put up, and I definitely wanted to talk about Mario RPG. So rambling. Okay, so 2023. What a year! What a year it's been. Um, I don't want this to be too much about my own personal um life, for sure. I'm I'm generally an open book, but we're online, so I do want to be careful with that. But suffice to say, it's been a whirlwind of a year personally. I've had a car die in February, I believe it was. It took me till June to get a new car. Um, and that new car actually is the newest car I've ever had, by far the most expensive. Thankfully, my current job that I've had for just over a year now pays well enough that I can actually afford that. Um, and if you don't know anything about me, I do still live with my mom. That is by choice, as she is not to the point of um, live-in care yet, but closer every day. Um, uh, so that sounds kind of bad, but really, she doesn't like to be alone. And she does need a lot of help keeping up the house and such. So here I am. I don't have a family. So all that's to say is that aside from the car issues, thankfully I was able to borrow my mom's car during that time. But aside from the car issues, there's been a number of personal health issues as well. I got some checkups, and I checked myself for a sleeping disorder this year, which apparently I don't have. I am still skeptical, but I did the test, so guess I'm fine. Apparently, I don't remember the button to look up the map. I guess I'm looking at it in the corner. Yeah, so I got tested for a sleeping disorder. I apparently do not have one. I am skeptical because while I would be happy to not have to deal with that, I also am I would also be the only one in my entire family to not have a sleeping disorder, which just seems improbable to me. But apparently I don't. So I just suck at sleeping is what I was told by that. So that's great. Um so that happened. I'm also over the last couple months I've been dealing with some significant mental health issues. They pulled 5 of my teeth at the same time. Yeah, that was fun. I'm definitely past it well enough now. I'm used to it. It's definitely still weird, but yeah. A lot of work to be done on that front to improve some habits, maybe some diet things to consider. Anyhow, it's still going to be a long and expensive process. I have another appointment in January to go into things like fillings and crowns for most of the rest of my teeth. That's my health. More significant than that has been my mother's health. And if you are, you know, if you feel inclined to do so, prayer would be appreciated. She is fine overall, but earlier this year, around July, they determined that she had uterine cancer, and thankfully very treatable. She had a hysterectomy, and that seems to have removed that. And she did have a few extra she did have a few extra radiation treatments for preventative care. So that was all well and good. And then the week before Thanksgiving, she had a minor stroke, which again could have been far, far worse. Didn't really hit any memory or speech centers, just sensory, so she mostly just experienced numbness. So unfortunate. She's doing okay. She's still technically in recovery right now. So prayers would be appreciated for that. But yeah, while there haven't been a whole lot of great, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a sec. While there haven't been a lot of major difficulties related to that, like they gave her a walker to bring home, but she never used it. So she's fine, but she was already having some memory-related problems, which is something we're working on. They definitely feel like they've been worse. She will ask the same question, sometimes 3 times immediately back to back to back, or more. And I unfortunately don't have a ton of patience for stuff like that. So I'm stretched pretty thin by that. She also can't drive anywhere, and it's the holiday. So basically, my all of my time and energy has been thoroughly seeped away, trying to take care of my mother, which is not something I regret. I'm just really exhausted. So that's why you get this video instead of proper review, like I've been making. With holiday stuff and everything on top of that, I'm just beyond exhausted. But that's enough of that stuff. You know, that's not why this channel exists. This is here for the games, and boy, equally not. I don't think whirlwind is the right term for this year. This year was like your perfect roller coaster, whatever that means for you. Like if it's just a little thing for you, or if you like the big scary ones. For me, it's something like you know, like a decently tall one, but not like trying to get me going too fast. To me, it feels this year was like we made it over the first hill, and now I'm just enjoying the rest of the ride at this point. The anxiety, so to speak, of the rise and the peak there, and followed by the franticness of the first drop, this year was everything after that. Just excitement from day one, just about. I mean, January we got Forspoken, which I know people kind of didn't care for it too much. I didn't care for it too much really, but I played it again for a clip, and it's not bad really. It's pretty good. And of course, February was like the month of remasters with the Tales of Symphonia remaster. Also needed work, but it's Tales of Symphonia, so I'm still happy. Metroid Prime was fantastic. We got Octopath Traveler 2. And honestly, I'm going to use up another like 10-15 minutes just on the various games that came out this year. But we just had the Game Awards, and this is the kind of year the game that won all of the awards this year is not one I even touched. For a lot of reasons. It's definitely not my kind of game. But I understand the appeal of it. I have friends that are very much into that style of game, and they've said they like it better than Zelda, and I'm choosing to respect that, even though it's deeply offensive to me. That's a little joke. No, Zelda was absolutely the highlight of my year. It ended all uploads for a solid 2 months just so I could keep playing it. And it got me the longest video that I've put together so far. Was about Tears of the Kingdom. And that longest video, that's 25 minutes. Feels like I just did it with a pin. Like, didn't hardly touch anything that I could talk about with that game. So that was definitely my game of the year, but that's not really important. I also skipped out on Starfield because again, it's just not my kind of thing. But yeah, just what a year! So many great games, remasters, remakes, a lot of great new ideas. Just an incredible year for 2023. And for that matter, the channel has done very well this year. In terms of where it's at. I certainly don't have an overinflated ego or anything. I'm well aware of what my status is currently as a creator, which is very small. But it's been incredibly encouraging for me to see, even recently on the Super Mario 64 review that I put up a couple weeks ago now. I got a comment, something like, "How is this channel so small? This content is excellent." I think the specific comment on that video was, "This feels like a 2016 review in the best way," which I confess I don't completely understand, but I really appreciate it. Somebody else said like 10 out of 10, like just great feedback there. A little bit of a whirlwind with the channel as well, though. I started one of the last projects I did last year, or I think maybe the first video I put up this year. I can't remember the timing on that exactly. Was the beginning of the First Strikes, which is definitely one of my better ideas. I was hoping the First Strike was supposed to be something that I could put together relatively quickly to talk about a new game, since I don't have time to play through and review all of the new games that come out. I've done a couple, but let me tell you, that workload is that's tough. Lego Star Wars was a very difficult project. Fun. And one of my most viewed videos, but very difficult to do. For reference as well, aside from my thumbnail artist, who did not do this video, unfortunately, but most of the thumbnails that you see, I do have a good friend, Sheila, that does that artwork, and she is amazing. But aside from that, I'm doing everything. I write, I edit, I film, I produce, I record, I play the games. I am doing everything. So the feedback regarding just the quality of the content is awesome to see. Especially because nobody understands how much work all this stuff is. Lately I've been toying with the idea of teaching myself some audio design just so I can get a better audio mix. But I would be doing it myself again, and that's way more than I should be trying to do. Maybe. All that's to say, I've had a great time. I've learned a lot. I did bring up the first strikes, though, to talk about Armored Core 6, because one of the comments there was very enlightening. Basically told me that it was kind of weird to review a game based on, like, its story, for example, was one of the things I was doing, when I haven't experienced the whole thing. And I read that comment, and I found that I agreed. And I said as much in a reply. That basically, I was basically doing like a bar to like show like my rating on like a part of the game, like story and gameplay. And I did decide that that's kind of a weird thing. I don't. It's not really fair for me to put a grade on something, so to speak. When there's so much more to it. Having played that game more, Armored Core 6 definitely has much more intrigue to its story than what I initially was expecting from the first couple hours. It's also very much a From Software game. It's kicking my butt pretty good, but that's for another day. But yeah, it was great feedback, so I just stopped putting the bar up there, and I just kind of ramble for a little bit about my thoughts, and yeah, that was great feedback. In short, a lot of growth this year, both for me as a creator and for the channel as a whole, and I'm incredibly thankful for all the views, which do number in the hundreds often now. That's awesome. It's so easy, especially for new creators, to look at that and then see, I don't know, like a game theory that's got 1 million views and just wonder, could I ever get there? I'm trying not to do that, because that's not really what my channel's about anyway. For perspective, I'm trying to remember, guys, I used to do theater in high school. And I think that auditorium seated a little over 300. It might have been more like 500 total. And I did do some shows with Full House. But my view count on some videos are at somewhere around 100 more than even that. And that's incredible. So, in short, this has been a wild year on all fronts. But almost exclusively in the positive. So thank you for a great 2023. Big thank you to the games industry for all the awesome entertainment they provided this year in 2023. And as far as future projects, assuming I can find time with holiday and mom and everything else going on, I will find the time. Future projects, I'll just say right now, my next video will be Super Mario Wonder. I won't say anything more about that, but I'm excited about that one. And I'm going to continue. I planned to do 5 games. It was meant to be around the holiday. It's going to be a little bit later, but I'm still going to do 5 games that came out this year in no particular order. I'll just share here because I feel like if you stay this long that you actually care. A lot of people aren't likely to hear this. So the next 5 games, you got Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I said, and then I'll be planning on. I think I'm gonna do Spider-Man 2 after that. It might depend because I've spent a lot of time already with Final Fantasy 16. So if I can finish that up, I'm getting very close and absolutely loving that one. So depending on timing, after that will be either Spider-Man or Final Fantasy. And then I will also be plugging away at Armored Core 6 to kind of redeem the shame that I brought upon that with my first strike, and Sea of Stars, because darn it, I like RPGs and I never finished them, and that's really why I made this channel in the first place, was just to basically force myself to finish my games. So RPGs are at the top of that list for me, and I want to do Sea of Stars. So that's what you have to look forward to. Goodness, I have rambled far more than enough, and I haven't done anything in this game. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy gaming. Hope you get something awesome under your Christmas tree. I'll see you soon.